Hey everybody, Ghost Striker 107 here, and I'm here to show you what I've done to my Stampede. So, just to be clear, I have not overclocked this. I've not messed around with any of the electronics. So this is just, and it's not an external mod, this is just my internal stuff. So I haven't monkeyed around with any of the electronics, not at all. I've just worked on the plunger mechanism, so yeah. Now, what you're going to need is a flat blade screwdriver. You might need it. A small Phillips head screwdriver and a large Phillips head screwdriver, as well as a drill with an extension on it. Now, the extension is important. Alright, now the first thing that you have to do is you have to get to this cover right here. This cover is held in place by several screws and sits right here. It houses the plunger. It sits right in there. That's why you have to get that off. Now the next step is to remove a cam cover and the cam itself that is holding the plunger down. So in order to get the plunger out, you have to get that out. Now the cam cover itself has two screws, one right there and one right there. That's what you're going to need the small screwdriver for. So once you get that off, then you can get to the white cam. So you can get that out. You also have to remove this ring that sits right up front like that. Now a quick note, after you've got all that done, and you try and pull this out and it won't come out, you have to press right there in order to get that out, because there's a detent. Now when you pull this out, keep in mind that there's this ring in the back. Now this ring is key, because when it comes off it will have this point, and it will keep the plunger in line with the tube itself. Now the notch that you had to, the detent that you had to get out earlier, is what allows the gun to fire. Now that needs to correspond with the pin on the top as well as the gear teeth. So you want to make absolutely sure that you take note of the position of both the detent, the gear teeth, and the point of that ring. So that way when you put it back together, you don't put it back together wrong. Because if you do, your gun won't fire, and well, that'll just be a disappointment. Now, keeping in mind the orientation of that top ring, you want to take out the two screws that are located at the very back of the plunger mechanism. Then you take the ring off, take the spring out, and finally you take the plunger out. Now you want to put the plunger on like a paper towel or a piece of paper works because it's pretty oily. Now here's where you're going to need your drill. You're going to need to drill out from the back the air restrictor for this gun. Now the air restrictor consists of a piece like this, small spring, and this little shape thingy. That should all come out of when you drill this out. Now, to put it all back together, pretty much do what you did backwards. There you have it, modified gun. Next up, the firing test. Alright, now that we have it all back together, you can see the external part of it. I did just a pretty quick paint job on it, but I think it looks very nice. I also shortened up the barrel while I was working on the inside. So we have 4 clip system darts, I think 5. So we're going to give it a shot. Stampede firing test, modified, 3, 2, 1. Yep. So it's reaching down about to the end of the hallway, so without losing power. So as before, it was getting down to the hallway and losing power. So.